I hope you guys are not sleeping. Well, I know it's 10, it's late at night, but yeah. I hope you guys are awake till the end of the session as well. If you're not sleeping now, my target is to keep you awake till the end of this. Sumit, I think we have given the audience the access to EndNote. Um, can you please look into it? I know we have quite a few artists right here in the session, but probably not the best place to. All right, I think we are live. Yeah. Um, so some people are able to annotate. I think Sumit, you would want to look into that. All right, let's start, guys. So, welcome to the first session of EEYP, which is Early Age Young Professionals. We had the launch, I think, some time back, or probably a week or so, right? And we had a lot of audience then at that time as well. And so, this is the first session of what we promised that day, that we'll be bringing in a program to help you guys get in the right perspective and make you aware of things, right? So let's start. All right. All right. So first of all, a big congratulations to everyone because you have worked incredibly hard, right, for the past more than a year, I think. A year of cat prep, because usually most of you start right after the cat ends, the previous cat, right? And then you give yourself a year of time to prepare for the cat, which ends in November end, right? And then you have ZAT and all that, and then your GDPI. So it's almost 1.5 years. And if you have got through to India's the top B schools in India, right? If you have gotten through, then probably you have toiled really hard. It's no joke. There are a lot of people fighting for that seat. So I think you deserve every bit of it, right? And I think you got a well-deserved break as well from all that. Yeah, congratulations again. I'm really happy, and some of you were part of Prep B. I think quite a few of you, all right. I'm sure some people are watching live on YouTube. So those who were not part of the Prep B family again, still I'd like to congratulate you because it doesn't matter where you are right now, where you prepared from, but yeah, if you have done well, kudos to you guys. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. All right. So now you have got your offer letter, right? There's a question that I want to ask you guys. What makes you qualified to be there? Right? Some of you might be saying, sir, what cliche line are you saying? Right now, you congratulated us saying that we have worked hard, we have done incredibly well. And now you are saying ki what makes you qualified to be there. Right. So, what makes you qualified? Can I see you guys uh, typing in the chat box? What makes you qualified? Can I get some answers? Yeah, I need some answers. Please type in the chat box. Wherever you are, just on YouTube, on Zoom, please type. What makes you qualified to be there, to be joining their top B school? What comes to your mind? So this is that thing which makes me qualified. Okay, I got my first answer. It's graduation. Somebody said hard work. All right. The work that I have put on to get there. Daniel, I think you don't need an MBA. Probably you already have some sort of an experience. I don't think MBA is right for you. PI, Vanshika says PI. Mansi says perseverance. Background skills, work experience, communication skills, सब कुछ. Mahi has listed a whole list of things. Sresh says resilience, drive and clarity, motivation, confidence, good profile, composite score, my curiosity and hunger for learning, resilience, skills, com skills. ठीक है, I see a lot of answers. Skills and experience, skills, like scores are, I think, the popular choice, right? Um, leadership quality, yeah. ठीक है. So, guys, just hold on to your thoughts, right? I'm going to tell you something. Let's say if you have a driving license, right? Does it make you qualified to be a Formula One driver? You have got the offer letter, right? Does it make you qualified, or does it put you as the best person joining that place, getting in there? Does it? Somebody said technically yes. Yeah, there are a lot of technicalities. But I mean, if that's the interpretation that you want to get into, probably you should come for my 13th session, which is how to build an MBA mindset. Right? I think I'd recommend you that session. So there's a difference between you getting a license and then you getting to drive something that is complex, right? And the role or the thing that you want to get into, the idea that you have in your mind, right? That you have formed, that you want to do this in your life. This is the place that you want to get to in 5 years. That is challenging, that is complex. And it will take a significant effort, not just that offer letter that you have got, but a significant planned effort of practice, perseverance, and all those things that you have listed. Uh, That's that's what you need to be successful and to get to that dream. But you're not there yet. You're not there. All the things that you have listed, you'll have to use it for the coming at least 4 or 5 years, right? Let me give you a simple test, right? Um, Name three frameworks consultants use to solve business problems. If somebody presents you a problem, my sales are decreasing, or somebody says my employee costs have risen, or my employees are unproductive, what will you use? SWOT. Somebody said SWOT. That's so cute. Somebody said fishbone. Yeah, that's something that the do consultants do use. Rice, MSM, MSME, MSME, profitability, BCG model. Can you apply it? That's the question. Can you apply it? If you can, I think you're doing good. All right. Moving on to the second question. You have a summer internship in 4 months, right? I think it's more or less 3 months, but I'll give you I'll give you 4 months for that matter. What is your preparation strategy? Have you thought? It's not far, guys. I think it's around 90 days. That's when things actually kick off, right? 90 days only. And from the moment right now, I think you have 120 days. So what's your plan? Somebody said CV pointer. That's not a plan. Anshum, Anshuman, that's not a plan. Vanshika, how? Case studies along with CV refining. Case studies along with CV refining. I think Vinayaka, you should join us for all the sessions. Okay? It will give you some immense clarity to research about the companies and the roles. Is that a plan, but or just putting out your thoughts? There's a difference between thought and a plan. No strategy, just going in guns blazing. Okay, that's one plan, right? Going with the flow, going all guns blazing. Skill building case comp. So you have ideas. Nobody has a plan from what I can see. Start working on ourselves right away. Oof. That's. Do you want to get into consulting, Avantika? Some of the statements that you guys are making, nah, I mean, I'm a little scared. Please don't be inclined into that domain. Not to say that they are bad, but yeah, I think let's just keep at that. Um, Now, coming to the third point, let's say after your first week, which is sort of a little lighter, enjoyable week, right? Then you have your day one. The classes begin. And on the first day, you have been given a 30 pager, as do professors love, right? Why waste time slowly trying to bring you guys up pace, right? Just the first day, you should be slapped with what you are going to face for the coming 2 years. So he gives you a 30 pager case study. What will you do? What's the first thing you do? Should you do you start reading? Summarize. Somebody said summarize. You are, I think, a step ahead. The fourth question, a senior says, कि build your CV around a narrative. ठीक है, you go to your senior ना, and he advises you. You are asking कि you have done so well. People say that you are one of the brightest seniors. What should I do? And he tells you कि build your CV around a narrative. Now, what does that mean? Around a narrative, storytelling. Yeah, write stories in your CVs. That's a good idea. But have you seen the formats that these B schools have? Do you think it's possible to write stories or create or do storytelling? Is it possible? Boxes, no bullets. CVs can never have stories. CVs can never have stories. Never, never. That's a very strong statement. How you would be a good fit? Good fit for what? Role, company, what? What exactly good fit imply here? Presenting our story. Okay. Last question, right? You get 10 minutes to present a market entry strategy. What will you do? Walk me through your structure. Okay, that's 4 months down the line. Somebody may ask you this. And I know for the fact that one of my batchmates did actually have to chalk out the talent strategy for some summer company that he was interviewing for. He did got into the role, but I think, spent around 40 minutes trying to build the talent strategy, applying frameworks, breaking it down from them, asking them questions, and then applying it. So that does happen in summers, right? They do ask you to present what your take is. It can happen. Certain companies, they take an interest and they want that rigor from the summers as well. Right. So if you guys can answer these five questions, right, and understand key what these five questions entail, then probably I think EYP would not be of much help to you. Frankly speaking, see what gives or drives value for you, it's something that I'll recommend. If it's not driving value, there is no point being here, ठीक है, uh, giving me your 1 hour or half an hour or whatever the time may be, right? You may use it to do something else, probably read a book, ठीक है, or do something else, anything that you fancy, right? That you think will help you. And if you have figured these five things out, probably you have a plan and you are already following it. So I think you're on the right track. Just keep doing it. And I think you are going to do really well in your MBA. Because if you have reached this far without any help, then probably you have a certain bent of mind. So if you are able to answer these five questions, right, I think you guys are good. Huh. But those of you who are shocked, कि अरे इतना सब तो नहीं आता. I mean, I don't know all this. Is it something that I should know before entering? See, if you don't know the answer to the question that I had asked you, right, uh, you are not a failure. Just try and absorb that failure, right? You are not a failure if you don't know it. It's all about awareness. I'm trying to make you aware of things that you should know and things that if you know, your life will be very easy, right? And here I have uh, presented you the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? It's a very beautiful chart, right? That you'll see a lot in MBA. In the coming 2 years, you'll see this quite often. And most of you, or including myself when I was in your shoes, at this point of time when we got into the B school after 1 or so years of toil, right, of hard work, labor, intense labor, we are at a point either we are very confident कि I know my quants, I know my VARC, ठीक है, and whatever next is going to come, I think I'm gonna be pretty chill about it. It's nothing to worry, and I think I can manage it pretty easily. We are full of confidence, right? We have been following a lot of news. We see how markets are going up. We can connect ideas. Ki if oil prices go up, how does it affect the manufacturing industry? How does it affect uh, the expenditure power of guys at the lower threshold of the economy, bottom of the economy, the middle class, and the upper class? How does it affect? We understand some of these tricky concepts, but in reality, na, the thing is, ki the coming 2 years, you are gonna encounter things that are too much to learn. There is absolutely too much for you to learn. Literally, in the second year, beg your pardon, in the second year, you'll have a lot of subjects that you can choose from. You'll have 50 or so, or even more subjects. You cannot study all the subjects. Nobody can. Nobody has. Nobody ever will. There's not enough time. Physically, it's not possible. So there's too much to learn in the coming 2 years. And if you're not ready, if you're not aware that this is what is going to come, it'll shock you. And it does make a lot of people cry. Ki, why this is too much? Because it is overwhelming. It's not easy. So right now you guys are on a decline slope. Our perspective is to bring you on the slope, make you aware, and also give you that confidence ki boss, this slope, if it has a bottom, right, it also has a slight incline. And once you are on that incline, there's no stopping you. You'll always improve and get better and better and grow and get to a place where you always dreamt of. So uh, don't be disheartened when you see people around you who are prepared, or when you see things that are overwhelming. If you feel that there's too much to learn, so you are on that curve, right? That decline curve. Just remember this. And if, as at the bottom of the pit, now it's called that is where the despair is the highest. The valley of despair, I think that's what it's called. So if you feel ki you are almost disheartened, there is no scope for you, right? In doing your MBA, if you feel that, then probably that's the start of your growth. What to expect from EEYP? So very briefly, 16 free sessions, okay, covering your B school stuff, that you won't be taught from day one. Some of the stuff it is expected that you'll know uh, when you are walking into that B school. At the end of these 16 sessions, I think now it's up by 2 sessions, so you have 18 sessions. So you walk out knowing what you need to know, right? You know where to go in terms of resources, which direction to take, and if you want to explore more, you'll also have direction in that sense. So if you want to head into a particular domain, or if you want to understand which area should I work into, you'll have that clarity. कि, अच्छा, ठीक है, this is probably the area that I need to work into. And then you'll have resources that will help you understand and go deep and tackle that problem, that challenge, or improve. Yes. So I just want to give you some clarity. It's not a paid course. It's absolutely free. There is no hidden charges, nothing of that sort. And it's not going to make you a consulting god or marketing god or a brand manager or any of those things. No, we can't. It's beyond. It's not a replacement for doing hard work. Some of you already pointed out that you have been working really hard. So it's not a replacement for that as well. Whatever we give you in this, it's more of information and awareness. And to actually use it, you'll absolutely have to work hard. If you need additional support, then obviously I think Prabhi has quite a few programs wherein they provide you mentors who guide you and do all that. Okay? They provide you opportunities which are for all fine and nice. Okay? But if you need help, then they are there. But if you feel you don't need help, you can absolutely not take any help. And it just takes some hard work, dedication or direction, and some hard work. That's it. And I think it's an unfair advantage because nobody told me. If somebody had told me, probably I would have done a little better. Possibly, yeah, I think I would have. So I think it's an unfair advantage because I walked right into my MBA. Okay, I was one of those who was not aware that there are things like these as well. Obviously, in my time, there was nothing free. Nobody was offering help. Okay, I did spoke to my LMs also, and then I did not get this much clarity. And whatever there was, I think it was paid and it was expensive and not very well advertised, I think. So thanks to Prep B for bringing such a thing. Yeah, people are unaware. So this is what you should expect, right? And have that clarity कि this is what it is, boss. अच्छा, MBA life. थोड़ा सा expectations versus clarity because I have seen a lot of you guys when I used to ask you कि why MBA, right? I saw a lot of answers. ठीक है, and I've collated some of them, right? And now I'm gonna show you. ठीक है. हाँ, you want to network. So it's the place I want to join. I want to join a B school because I want to network. And my network will become strong. A cliche line repeated so many times that my ears started bleeding. Boss, you want to network? Why you want to spend 30 lakhs for networking? Right? And what will happen in reality? So the person who is the most expressive, the loudest, he may not be the most knowledgeable, but he talks and talks. He's the loudest voice. Will get all the attention. And people will sort of huddle around him. Teachers will also huddle around him because he is expressive. So there will be no networking for you. That's the brutal truth. Placements are the college job. Again, most of you didn't say this, but deep down you always have this understanding कि भाई 100% placement means it's college's responsibility to maintain their track record, right? 100% placement. It's not my job to find a job. It's college's responsibility. Is it true? What do you think? So at best, your college will give you a stage. Will give you that first chance, that entry door to get into a top company. And then it's your CV, your prep, your interview, just you will actually find a space and make a space for yourself. It's just you. I have 2 years to figure it out. This is again my favorite question. I used to ask you guys ki, which specialization, and then you'd say, I will figure it out. I have interest in all these domains. Guys, you don't have 2 years to figure it out. 2 years at the end, it's not even 2 years. So your classes start, I think, in June, June, August, right? And MBA ends in March. I think degrees are your convocation is in probably April. I think for us, so our convocation was in April. So it's not even 2 years. So factually, this statement is incorrect. Okay. And otherwise also it's incorrect. You don't have 2 years to figure it out. Yeah, the SIP starts in 3 months. Your CVs are frozen, and the clock started the day you got your admit. The day you knew that this is the B school I'm joining, and it has these programs which are specialty. These are the companies, visiting companies, and these are top roles. The day you could find that information about you joining B school, I think that's the day your clock started ticking. Because somebody who is focused is already probably doing his research. So you're already behind him. And some of you said, na, ki hardworking is my skill set. Somebody is already has already beaten you. So what will you do? I'll work on my weakness. Again, interviews, a famous interview line that I used to hear quite often. You will not be able to work on your weakness. I think your weaknesses become much more evident in MBA because you are so exhausted, you're so drawn out, thinned out, right? You just want to survive this week and then the next week and then the next week. There's no, if you miss a case study, na, or if you miss a subject, you're not able to build your foundation. There is no going back in the next semester. There is no. I'm not scaring you guys, trust me. I'm not scaring you. Now coming to the first point, which is, I think that was the first point, but I wanted to save it for the last because again, very common line. ठीक है, I'll finally learn some business. I want to क्या business mindset. I want to learn management. है ना? That is the term that you guys use. You know how you guys learn about real business? ठीक है. Or actually, what you implied that you'd get drowned in 6, 7 subjects, 6, 7 group projects, 3, 4 clubs that probably you'll join, and then ultimately trying to hold on to that one club because that is the club that will give you your PR on your CV. That will sit right there. So that is how you learn things. And if that's what you call learning business, learning management, then yeah, congratulations. Anybody else in the chat box has any other expectations? You feel ki this is what I expect, and that is not covered here. That would want me to shed some light on. Hmm. Marriage, yeah, obviously. Your hard work, your क्या बोलते हैं, your work will be your new partner. That's all I can say. Get good match proposals. First, marketing strategy. So far, scare your customer first, then sell them the solution. No, no, this in a whole is a solution, guys. Trust me. If you want to work hard, you don't need any personal mentorship and all that. That's no. If only if you feel ki you need support, then otherwise, if you want to work hard, there's nothing like it. There's no substitute for hard work. Trust me. Not even a mentor can help you if you're not trying to work hard. Getting myself a second chance. Yeah, a lot of people actually want to uh, do an MBA because they feel it's a great reset, and that is true. So I'll take you through that journey. I have blurred out a few things which I felt ki you already know, and I didn't want to distract you. So I'll just focus on what I wanted to show you. The roadmap is very simple. I think by June, your classes will start, right? Your induction will happen, your classes will start. The first week is probably the honeymoon week for that matter because you're finding friends. There are no classes, even if they are, it's more of like they're telling you what to expect, what to do. They're not really teaching you, they're not really giving assignments. So, first week is sort of a honeymoon week, and then the actual, once the classes start, usually the first trim is the heaviest. Why is it the heaviest? Because you are not ready. That's the first thing. Because you're not doing all nighters right now, and for the past few months you have not been doing all nighters, right? You have not been working 3, 4, 4, 5 hours, um, taking classes for 6, 7 hours, and then a whole host of other things like clubs, committees, activities, participating in all the selection processes, initial tasks that you are given. You're not doing all that. Okay? And obviously the CV and profile. I mean, nobody is able to make profile during that time. It's just surviving. And in, I think, about 45 days, you'll have your midterms. Yeah, that's a thing. Midterms are a thing. You'll have your midterms, which you need to clear, by the way. And then towards the end of your trimester, which is about, I think, August. August end is typically the end of your trimester. So then you'll have your final exams. Again, a very challenging time. Subjects are not easy. Finance, okay, there are a whole host of subjects. If you're good in finance, they'll throw stats. If you're good in both, they'll throw psychology, sociology. If you're good in sociology, psychology, then probably they'll throw something else, marketing. So they throw a lot of different things at you, which are very diverse. And nobody can be good at all these things. I mean, if you are, then probably, again, as I said, you don't need me. You're already on the right track. So that's the perspective that you're going to take. And obviously, Prabhi has things that are targeted towards different stages. So, yeah. The type of students you will meet. So, again, I wanted to take you through this because this is something that you will discover in summers and in final placements as well. This curve you will discover. And some of you will feel frustrated. ठीक है कि I don't know why this is happening. And trust me, this phenomena happens across B schools, and it happens across batches after batches. It's not a unique phenomenon. It just happens, right? So first cohort that you'll find in your batch will have a very strong profile. So that's how good B schools, you know, craft or decide their batches. They have a mixed bag of people. So these guys will have good profiles, okay, strong academics, 90, 90, 80, 90, something of that sort. Good experience, 1.5, 2 years of experience in top firms, BMW, Mercedes, maybe a few consulting, a lot of tech experience, some from civil engineering or mechanical engineering, good undergraduation colleges, maybe a couple of IITs, NITs, and all that. CAs, obviously, and also they'll have a very presentable demeanor. They'll be able to express themselves very easily. Strong communication skills, right? And they also have a clarity key. They want to get into this domain. When I say domain, they have that clarity key. I want to get into this part of that specialization. Specifically, they won't say, "Okay, I'm interested in finance." They'll know specifically what type of finance, investment banking or corporate finance, may what sort of a role. They'll have that understanding because somebody has been a mentor to them or they have an experience wherein they got to talk to a lot of people and they develop that clarity. So these guys, again, you'll find them, they are really helpful. Make sure to have friends who are kind of in that cohort because they give you a different perspective of what their take on life is. It's completely, it's different. So I think it's good to have them because they'll guide you. If you start struggling in your SIPs or in academics as well, they'll guide you, they'll teach you because they are naturally really good at it. Strong learning abilities, so they learn things fast. Acha, before I explain all the different things, this is a bell curve for those of you who don't know, who are not from a similar familiar background. This is the bell curve. This is going to be your heart and soul and life for I think for the rest of your life. I was about to say at least for the few years, but I think it's for the rest of your life. So what exactly is a bell curve? It says that your population will be distributed in this. So I'm saying the success factor on the x-axis, right? And on the y-axis, you have your population. So the population will be distributed like this. Some guys will get and be more successful than others, and then less successful, and then they are struggling. And these guys are, I don't know much about them. They are an enigma to me as well. So towards the right hand side are the guys who will be very successful. Now coming to the second cohort, uh, the category B, they have good profiles, right? But more importantly, they are able to show alignment, right? These guys will be able to show some alignment. Ki what is their interest? He can how is it connected to some experience? Something in their CV will show some alignment. Okay, and that will make the company or that guy sitting across believe ki ha, this is probably a guy who has an interest and probably wants to build something in that domain. Okay, and obviously to show alignment, even if you have something on your CV, now you have to be a really strong communicator. Convincing power has to be very strong. So they have strong com skills. So these are the category B students. Then you have guys who have sort of an average profile, but again they are also able to show alignment, right? With either experience, something they have tried to do in their CV, right? And obviously they have good com skills. That is why they are on this side of the curve, not the other side. And then the second last cohort, which is my D cohort, they have an average profile and they struggle to show alignment. So if you are struggling to show alignment, now why you want to sit for that company, why for that role that they're offering, the game starts to break for you. And obviously they're not able to show alignment because it's not just that the CV is lacking, but also their communication skills sometimes are not helping them. They have not worked hard enough on their com skills, right? And then the last cohort. So I don't know much about them. I call them category. They are not able to express or communicate. Okay. And it doesn't matter if you have a good profile, strong profile, you have an alignment. If you're not able to express, you're not getting anywhere. That's the hard reality. I'm sorry if there is someone who is in the audience who feels that they are not able to express themselves. So, guys, this is the time to start working on it really hard, because if even if you have very strong profile, strong academics, alignment, but you're not able to explain, you're not able to talk, you will struggle. You'll be the last few to get placed. That's and obviously you'll struggle in making networking because you'll not be able to express, you'll not be able to reach out to your seniors. Seniors, nobody has so much time in MBA. Everybody is busy. In a second year, also they're also busy. So nobody's gonna come and ask you, "Oh, you're feeling lonely. Should I do something for you?" Nothing of that sort will happen, right? Everybody is very busy. So it is you who needs to take that responsibility, right? So this is we would want to see you guys in at least category C. ठीक है average profile भी है even if you have average profile but you should be able to show alignment and please work on your comm skills. There are a lot of things that we are doing. We have offered you unlimited GDs, unlimited mock PIs. I think you guys have already been using it. Okay, if you have not already, then uh, I don't know what to say. If you have any other avenue, I think then probably try and use it. Just please work on your comm skills. There is no substitute. Even in the organizations that you join, if you don't have comm skills, you'll struggle. And probably if you have good profile, again, we'll try and show you and bring that alignment in you, okay, and obviously help you with comm skills. So that's the area, category B and category C. That is where we want you guys to be. We don't want you to be in D or E. Either definitely not, but yeah. Okay, so let's take a poll. Okay, I want you guys to tell me. So this is a Likert scale. Before I start the poll, this is a Likert scale. Okay. What is a Likert scale? You have 2 years to figure it out. Okay. Basically, it's a 5 point scale wherein you rate things from low to high, right? So I'll give you some questions and I want you guys to rate in the chat box. Okay. Let me see if I can run a poll. Can I run a poll? Mm, I don't think I can. But okay. Sorry, guys, I'm a little old school. Don't know much about Zoom and all that. But okay, I'll use chat. That's anyway convenient for me. So I'll present you some things and I want you to rate yourself. One, if you have never heard of it. Two, if you have heard of it but you cannot explain. Three, if you can roughly explain, right? And four, if you can explain it really well and you can apply it as well. And five, if you can teach it to someone else. Like if you can replace me, nothing like it, right? So here goes the first question. SWOT analysis. Rate yourself quickly. 4, 0, 3, 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 4. I see a lot of fours, fives, thoda threes bhi hai. We have a few threes. Right? Good, good. ठीक है. Yeah. Obviously, Preppy has taught you. Somebody said 6. Why not? No, I have gone beyond your scale. There are no boundaries for me. Yeah, right, Utkarsh? ठीक है. Okay, now let me rephrase this slightly. If I ask you, give me a SWOT for Zomato entering grocery delivery, how many of you can still confidently say कि हाँ, you are at the same rating? hmm Somebody said 5, 3, 5. I see a couple of names who have changed their ratings. 3, 3. I see a lot of threes and fours. Fives are a little rare. So there's some calibration. Again, we still have fives. Already done in the GD. Okay. So that's unfair advantage for you, Avantika. That's an unfair advantage. Yeah. So those who have done, I mean, you guys have unfair advantage. I'm probably let me change it to something else. And give me a real spot for Tesla entering grocery delivery. Now, how about that? Right. So you get the idea. I'm just trying to explain it to you, Ki. It's not very simple. Knowing a method is probably easy, but then to have that level of efficiency wherein you can apply it, that takes a lot of effort. Now moving on to next. Porter five forces. Come on, rate yourself quickly. Five, four, five, four, three, one, one. I don't know why you guys will rate yourself one, but yeah, four, five, three, two, three, four, three, four, three, one. One. Really, guys, one. Probably, are you taking note of it? Can you please capture their names and send it to Dev? Dev, sir. I think he needs to have a word with these guys. Yeah. So I'll see a lot of you are not that confident in Porter's five forces, but I think it's very simple. Now let me rephrase it again. Which of the five forces, Porter's forces, is most relevant for Geo entering the laptop market? Now rate yourself on this. How comfortable? Somebody is saying five. I wish then probably I think you should not do MBA. Probably I've already hosted stage. A lot of threes and fours. I see a couple of names, not much, but I see a couple of names who have downgraded themselves. So you think this is slightly complex and you can try and roughly explain it, okay, but maybe not. And I'm sure if I let you guys unmute yourself and then speak, which probably I may ask you guys, I may ask for a few volunteers to pick that topic and explain, right? Especially those who have said five. Please, probably admin, can you please take a note of the name who have said five and please send me a DM. Towards the end, I'd like them to present the answers or present their opinion. Okay, why is it so? Yeah. Next one. This is my favorite again. Elevator pitch. Pitch, sell yourself in 30 seconds. 30 seconds, guys. 30. That's all you have. I see four. You must be really good then. 1 3, 1 3, roughly. Guys, that's your top. See, I'll tell you why is it even more important in MBA. Okay, I'll tell you from my experience. So, which is something you will also experience. So, you have a lot of professor of practice coming to your campus who actually teach you, and they are at big places. I had people who were directors, right? Chief business officers, CHRO coming in to teach. And do you know what happens? If you're in a B school, I'm sure you'll have an elevator or probably a walkway that takes you to that classroom. And what you'll find is ki some days you'll be walking with that professor who is into that big role that you and I dream of, right? And you'll have only that much time that it takes for you to walk and get into that classroom. And that is your moment to network. Guys, that is your moment to network. You have to have that courage to walk up to him and say, "Hi, sir," or "Hi, ma'am," whatever it may be, and then pitch yourself. Make a impression so that one day, if you need help, if you ask for an internship, he'll give you recommendation. Trust me, I know people who have actually gotten summer internship at big consulting firms because they simply asked. So that is true. And just you have to use it. Absolutely. So you don't say, "Ki, I need a summer internship" in the first connection. You simply explain of why you're excited about it. See, elevator pitch is selling yourself. You're selling yourself. You understand what the person is, who the person is, and then you cater your response in that 30 seconds so that you come across as a very serious guy. And whatever your aim is, probably in the next few conversations to ask him for an opportunity so that you get to that. So that is your elevator pitch. It's you have to work on it, guys. This is very important. Or even after class, when the class ends, people go and talk to the professor of practice. Even your own professors who are not visiting faculties, you can even ask them, talk to them. So what to say in elevator? Sell yourself. Now, what? How to sell myself? Is that the next question that's going to come across? Ha. Acha, your summer internship placement strategy. I have asked you this question, but give yourself a rating. How? But see, you're not prepared right now. That I understand. What is your strategy of preparation? I'll go B school. First 3 months, I'll learn the subjects, and then I'll sit for placements. That is your strategy. Somebody said four. Let me just quickly scroll up. Who was for Kritika? Okay, three, two, three, two, one. ठीक है. So if you have scored four, मतलब if you have an understanding, so I think probably this session is again not for you. ठीक है. You, I mean, EEYP program, you may selectively pick and choose as to what you need help with. That's what I feel. Yeah, you don't have a strategy. Boy, you need one because it is very important. In 3 months, there'll be those top companies that you dream for coming on campus, and that's the only time they're gonna come on campus. If you make a mistake, if you do not get through, they're not gonna come the second time. When you have already had your learnings and then you sit for fine placements, they're not gonna visit. See, you only have one chance. That's why you take it, and that can change the direction of your life. I won't say it will make you feel regret, but because I don't feel in regret. See, whatever opportunity you have, you try and maximize. But yeah, so that's EYP for you guys. Uh, all those things that I tried to explain, okay, this is what you are missing. As I said, it's not a failure that you do not know that. I'm just trying to make you aware that these are the things that you need to cover bases for. And if you need help with that, probably I think you should follow us live for all the EYP session. And if you think you need some sort of assistance, then probably you can look into different programs I think Prabhi has. Quickly taking through classes. So the first session, you're right now here, the induction. I have explained you what to do. Okay, and I see. Start with dossiers. Obviously, no. Don't start with dossiers. That's too much reading. CV building and personal branding. So the next session is actually decoding the first semester, wherein you will be told what to expect, okay, and what to prioritize and what to ignore, because there will be a lot of things happening. And obviously, you cannot focus on all of it because summers are coming up. So you have to prioritize. That's the name of the game. Time management. A lot of you said, okay, I'm bad at time management. Time management. The first semester will teach you, not formally but informally. Okay, the key word here is prioritize. The third session is around CV building and personal branding. Again, you'll meet me in that session when I'll talk you about CV. And it's actually a story. Your CV is a story. So it's not a traditional story that has a lot of flow and connections between one idea to the other. But yeah, it's sort of a story. And the next fourth one is how to build a strong MBA profile. Uh, how do you align your profile? So that's the fourth session. And how do you add different elements to your profile? Then you have formal email writing and communication, a basic hygiene session. Then probably you should attend, okay? Because if you're writing your email to a recruiter or probably a company reaching out for your summers, because a lot of people, not because of lack of opportunities, but because they feel ki they'll be able to convert and find a good opportunity by simply reaching out to a recruiter. So how do you reach out to a recruiter? What things do you need to have? Not even a recruiter, but even a management professional that you're trying to reach out to. Understanding case studies. Case studies is going to be your life for the coming 2 years and beyond. If you're in consulting, so cases everywhere. So how do you read? At least how do you crack the cases that are there in your MBA? understand, discuss, and take the learnings and apply it. Where do you apply it? Apply it in interviews. You explain a concept using those case studies and taking those examples. So if you don't understand a case completely and know what parts are actually important, then probably you'll not be able to use it effectively in those conversations. Consulting frameworks. Those of you who would like to get into consulting, please, this is a must. Those of you who are not interested in consulting, I still say please, because sometime or some down the line, probably in some years, maybe, who knows? So why not? That's the idea. And probably if you are looking to do more than just your MBA, I mean, you're trying to do case comms and all that, probably this will help. It's not a bad idea to sit through them and try and understand what are different frameworks. Then is opinion building, structured thinking. Again, an important session. It helps you in your GDs because how do you craft your opinion? Okay. And probably I think in some sense, if they ask you an opinionated question, ki, what's your take on it? Okay. Then probably this will help you. Business communication writing, again, there are different types of business documents. You have BRDs, right? RFPs. What's the difference? How do you design a document, frameworks, and all that, right? LinkedIn, how do you see? LinkedIn is the next marketplace, according to me, for us professionals, as at least for the MBAs. It is our marketplace. It is the place where we are sold, not literally, but yeah, where you sell yourself, where people are scouting for talent. So if you're not present there, not aligned, I think you're missing out because a lot of companies actually do in their summer. When I was sitting for a few companies, they do actually share that they went through your LinkedIn's. And then a lot of my friends said ki during the interview they said ki acha I went through your LinkedIn and this is you have written this, so you have worked there, ऐसे ऐसे करके. So yeah, it's on your in your CVs as well, but they go through LinkedIn as well. And Excel again. Who even uses Excel, right? Excel in 2026. Trust me, it's a tool. I don't know for how long it'll stay, but you need to know Excel. That's the end of it. A lot of you, when you initially start off, your life will be crunching Excel numbers, crunching functions, and all that. X lookup, H lookup, V lookup, ifs, some ifs, nested ifs, and some of you who probably will be in analytics, probably some sort of regression, correlation, and all that. Case competition insights and strategy. So case competitions actually are a very different. We have not covered much in this session today. Okay. They are, I think, in very briefly, if I have to explain, they are those doors that unlock immense potential. Okay. And it doesn't matter if your acads are not good. It doesn't matter if your the field that you're coming from is not really aligned. It doesn't matter. So case competitions are like they are like the trophies. Okay. I think they are the best things to happen to a B school. It doesn't matter if you don't have alignment, yeah, and this and that. If you're able to do well in a case competition, the companies will bet their money on you. That's plain and simple. If you say to yourself, "Ki, boss, I'll work hard. I know I don't have a great profile." There you go. You don't need to do anything else. You just want to work hard, and you'll find different people competing in different style. I know in my B school there was a person which everybody used to call Frankenstein, right? Because allegedly that individual used to take presentations from across different case competitions and then like a Frankenstein put together his or her work. So yeah, different styles. Um, you'll have to if you want to. I think that's must. It does add a lot of workload, but I think it's worth it. The goodies are too much. Money and the opportunities, yeah, they get best of the opportunities. And the effort that goes into doing a case comp, that teaches you a lot. I have tried and it does teach you a lot. Building the MBA mindset, I think this is very important. This is again where I'll meet you guys, right? Um, trying to talk about things that you need to do so that in your interview, things come to you naturally. The mindset that they want, it's not something that you need to tell them ki I am this sort of a person. It has to naturally come. In your conversation, you will project that sort of a personality, that mindset. And that does not happen if you simply say ki okay, this is what I want to say. Okay, this is how I'll present myself. There are certain things that you need to rewire in your brain. Your perceptions, you need to break some of your perceptions. And then once you come out of that bubble, then possibly you will be able to do well. Everything is possible for a fresher. Presentation skills for MBA, I mean, that's what you are going to do for the rest of your life, make PPTs and Excels. Just look at me. I do this for my work, and then I do this for these guys here at Preppy and for you guys. I mean, networking and relationship building. The buzzword, you have said it that you wanted to network. That's why you want to spend 30 lakhs. So, um, by the way, LinkedIn connections are not networks. Okay. If I have to give you a suggestion, so you spend a few things. So you give something of value to get something of value. So you guys think networks are valuable. I mean, I should say I also think that networks are very valuable. So, but what's the currency? Because it's not money that you are spending to create networks. What is it? A tip that I want to share with you guys is your effort and your time. Your time, basically. If you spend your time okay, on things that matter to others, that's how you network. That's the currency in a B school or anywhere else. Even in, I think, when you start working, that's your currency. That's how you build networks. Then the last session, sorry, second last session, which is AI tools, some ways that possibly you look to use AIs. Different plugins are possibly there. Some of you who are really tech savvy may already know, but a lot of you might not know. Okay. And obviously, a good suggestion for you guys is if you have not already taken a subscription of ChatGPT, please, or any platform for that matter, please do start using it. Everybody is using it. If you're not using it, you're just falling behind. And then the last session, which I think courtesy of Ayush, which he always organizes a meditation and stress management session, which again is I think really great. Um, it is something that you would want to bring into your life at some point. Maybe MBAs struggle to meditate. Okay, stress management obviously that will help, but yeah, at some point I think you will because the work will catch you up and you will start getting tired and burnt out. So that is the time when you'll start meditating and all that. So thank you for listening. That brings me again, Prabhi. If you don't know what Prabhi has, I think they have EEYP, which again, this is the first session of EEYP. Then we have YLP CCC, which is I think case comms, and then the placement mastery. So I think we already had this session, um, which covered pretty much what are our offerings. See, basically, EEYP will help you make you aware of what you need to do, and probably, and obviously, I think it'll give you some. We have free resources, by the way, for those of you who are not aware, which you can get. I think somewhere there might be a link or possibly a group that you'll have to join. Then there'll be the access links to all those free resources that Prabhi has. Uh, so you'll have free resources, and if you want to work hard, if you can work hard, I think EYP will give you the idea, the direction that you would want to explore, right? If you need some additional help with some of the things, for example, alignment and all that, or you are not able to understand which domain, you don't have that clarity, and possibly you're confusing more than a couple of domains, or whatever the problem may be, probably you can look towards YLP, and then the case comms again. Case comps, so I think are a no-brainer. Everybody should participate in case comps, even if you don't win. It brings a lot of value. It brings a lot of, I think, learning which you'll use when you start working. And if you want to start your own brand, matlab, if you want to be an entrepreneur, I think case comps are a good practice ground for you. And then placement mastery and all that, which is very specific. So yeah, mock GDs, interviews. Yeah, guys, please, com skills. I don't know why you guys did not use your GDPI free unlimited GDs and mocks. I mean, most of you you have, but some of you, if you have missed out, you need to work on your com skills. There is no substitute. There is no substitute to sitting in a sitting in a mock PI and getting grilled for 30 minutes. There is no substitute for that. There can never be. You may talk to yourself. You may uh, try other things, but there is no substitute for that. ठीक है. With that brings a close to the session. I think I have spent an hour trying to take you through these decks. So thank you for being so patient with me. Thank you for joining in the very first session of EEYP. And I'm sure I gave you guys some awareness. Again, this was not a session to scare you or to call out you as a failure. This was just to make you aware of things that you need to work on, you need to focus on, you need to be aware of. The keyword here is aware, right? I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to make you aware. Remember that Dunning-Kruger effect ka curve, na? I showed you guys. So at some point you will reach the valley of despair. And if you feel that's the most bottom, that's the end of the pit, just tell yourself from here there is only incline, there's no decline. Um, and we have sessions I think back to back every day. On some days we'll have two sessions for you guys. So I hope you guys tune in for the next session tomorrow, and then again day after tomorrow for my second session. With that said, I'll quickly wrap up the things. Is there any questions? This platform, how to know my EYP ID? I think Admin will help you. Thank you, sir. Can you please suggest what if someone has low academics like okay. Good role. See, academics, yes, you can. It depends again on the companies coming to campus. I mean, some companies don't mind people with bad acads. But again, if you want to try your luck, not luck, but if you want to really absolutely hit it out of the park and be sure of it, case comps, Aniket. Okay. All right. I'll first ask the admin to probably stop the live recording or live screening for that matter, and then probably we can take some questions. Or are there any questions from other platforms that we are live?